We have some updates on the vaccine distribution. First, I'm going to sign an executive order this morning lowering the age to 50, effective Monday. We think we've done pretty good this week with the 60 to 64, but quite frankly, we think that even on current vaccine allotments, that opening it up will be good. I think the demand has been relatively modest, certainly much more modest than it was at the end of December when we were doing the 65 and plus. So we think that this makes sense. And I think we'll see how it goes next week, but I think we will definitely be opening it up to everybody, certainly before May 1st, and maybe much sooner than that. So stay tuned there. We've not been sure about what we were getting in terms of the Johnson & Johnson. As of, I think, 2 days ago, we had zero prospective allotments for J&J for the next 3 weeks. We have, though, now, next week, it's a lot less than our initial, but we're gonna get another 42,000 doses of J&J. The next 2 weeks after that is showing zero, but I think what's happening is I think this is a dynamic situation. I think it's very possible that we do get some J&J during those two. Obviously, planning massive J&J outreach without knowing whether you're gonna get it makes it a little bit more difficult, but I do think it's good. The response of J&J has been great. It was a little concerning because of the way it had kind of been characterized, maybe not as good as Pfizer, Moderna, even though the clinical data showed 100% effectiveness to prevent death and to prevent serious illness. And so we didn't know how people would respond, particularly some of the seniors, that they had their hearts set on Pfizer, Moderna. Well, it turns out anytime we've done these J&J drives, people love it, and they love going in. I was in Panama City yesterday, and everyone, I asked, are you glad you're doing the one dose? And they were all big thumbs up. They were really happy to be able to do that. So Jay and Jared's gonna talk a little bit about some of the distribution points that we're doing. It's an incredibly diverse array of ways to get this vaccine into our communities, and he can talk about how J&J gives you maybe some options when you're doing some of these expeditionary elements. So as we stand now, Florida's vaccinated over 3 million senior citizens. We're close to 70% of all seniors have had a shot. That was our goal starting out. We were the first state in the country to do seniors first as our priority. And I think that we've had a huge response from seniors. I think many of them have been very happy. I've been able to go to so many of these sites and pharmacies and everything, and when they're getting the shots, it's a big relief for them because this is something that they've had to worry about. So it's really been incredible to see so many folks be so happy, and then also be able to feel good about living life without as much worry as they had. So we think it's been really successful. Now, if you look at the numbers, say by each county, we have some counties like St. John's, that's 81% of seniors have had shots. You have here in Leon, they've done a good job, 76%, Lake 74, Palm Beach 72, Broward 70, Collier 71%. What happens is once you get over that 2/3 of seniors, it definitely starts to really slow down in terms of the demand. And so there's just a certain critical mass of seniors who really want it, but there's definitely a segment who are opting not to get it. And I think it's gonna depend on each county, but I think you're looking at between 15 to 30% of seniors, depending on the county, will probably not opt. So we're closing in on 70% statewide. You know, we probably can get a little higher than that, but I would say once you hit about 75% based on what we're seeing with demand among seniors, that's probably the high water mark. As you go down in age, that high water mark is gonna go down. It's just the reality. The demand is less, even amongst a 61-year-old compared to a 71-year-old. As we go down to 50, you get people in their early 50s. Some are gonna want it, some won't. Obviously, some have recovered from COVID and have immunity through infection. And then I think as we get below the age of 40 and into the 30s and 20s, I think it's gonna be way less than 50% of the folks who are gonna want it. But you don't know until you actually get it out there.